next up, I am doing trading head and shoulders. See, there's a big run up, shoulder, head, shoulder, and it's supposed to come down to here. But aluminium is closed thanks to Trump and whatever else is going on in the world. Let me just go with go through the Forex. Is that a head and shoulders? I guess. It's on the 15-minute. Hang on. That could be an M trade. Too funky dunky. USD Japan. Okay, pound US. Could be an M trade. We could put a... No, I don't like these breaks. They're too funky dunky for me. I'm just gonna put a M trade setup in there. So the price to the distance to stop should be the same as distance to profit. It's kind of one-to-one. There's a big weekly trend line there, which I'm not gonna take this trade. I'm just annotating it for fun. This is a Monday. There's a good, and you see what happened here. I entered on this and then stop lost on that. If I would have given it a little bit more space, that much space, we would have been in right now, but we're not in. USD CAD, that looks like a 15-minute short. See, shoulder, head, shoulder. So we're gonna annotate that up. This will be the shoulder because this is higher than that, so we're gonna choose, this is part of this weirdo head, and this is the shoulder. And we will use, what's the top of that? That's the top of the head technically, but it's too much. Let's do from here. Let's do from there. So we expect price to come back down to this line, which is apparently a line that I've looked at in the past. So we'll get rid of that line. That's going to be neckline. So I just got to annotate it so that the magical alert system can be retest. And then we've got to put a new too high line in. So if it goes up here, out there, let's say, too high. Make sure that it's between 30 and 120 candles, 83, that looks okay. And find the end. So we go from here and we expect it to go down, I don't know, like there. So then this will be the trade expiry. So we just put a vertical line there. Expiry. And done. And delete this. That's all we need for annotation. And now you see there's no alerts. Activate alerts, Python script. Ping. There you go. So it's got an alert if it goes, oh, you know what, I put skip entry and retest, so I better get rid of that because we want to actually have a entry and retest. So we want it to go neckline break, retest, and then go down. So get rid of skip retest. So now it's going to have a break and close, a retest, an entry candle, and then it'll go in and it'll have up to 5 retry entries. That'll happen tonight. Well, it's already tomorrow, I don't know, we'll see. Just tag it. The 15-minute, we're going back to 1 hour, looking for, I want to see on this 1 hour, is the daily trend up? Well, the daily trend is up. So that's, we'll see how we go. Kind of against us. Aussie CAD. And that's not really a pattern. Not a pattern. What the caucus is that? See, that could be a W, but no, it's too. Monday's kind of, look, another one of those stop loss hit. Could be up here by now. If what would have happened as a retry. Or it could have added in a few more pips. I mean, let's have a look. How many more pips did I need? What's the distance between there and there? It is 41 pips. So another 10. If I did 10 pips, that's 4 pips. And spread was like 5. 14. So if I would have done like 9 pips or 10 pips, it would have been okay. Live and learn. New Zealand, US, same thing. I got this. I entered on this engulfer, and there's a pin bar after it, which would have been a much better entry. But then, yeah, it would have been fine if I entered there. Anyway, there's nothing on there right now. That's a Head and Shoulders. A weird one, but it's already gone like half the profit by looks. And what would be the shoulder of that, I guess? And then you'd say, oh, maybe here. Because it's such a sloping neckline, there's a previous line which suggests it's got a good chance of getting there, but we're already halfway there. So the system would have put us in here with the stop loss down there, and there's a inefficient candle there as well, which could have reached, but that one's already gone. Not well, that could be a 15-minute there. Look, shoulder, head, shoulder. So this is how I'm trading now. I'm looking with my eyes and then letting the automated system do the actual entry based on my setup retest. I've just got to set these up, so give that one little bit up. Too high. So if it goes that high, we're skipping the trade. And then we need to work out the how far is too far. So if it, yeah, I guess there's too far. Trade expiry. I wonder if the Python script expires all my alerts at trade expiry, because that would be handy too. And there's a weekly trend line there, or fan line, or whatever you want to call it. So there's the highest candle. We'll just use the body because that's what I feel like. And there's the neckline. So will it be, if I go down to here, yeah, it could just reach that. I'll give it a bit of a shrink. It should be fine. Yeah, I'll give it a bit of a shrink because it's on a slope. Let's just say to the weekly neckline should be fine. And because this is a bit of a slope, I don't know if you could make it a Quasimodo and enter here, and it would be like, that's a big engulfer, right? That would have been a good, if you can win that, that'd be great. 3 to 8, 3.8. But I will let the system do an actual retest and enter there. So it'll set up the alerts, and I'll just change this to say current symbol only. We should see them appear. Great. So I'm being safe and going for a break and retest, which will reduce my profit, but will reduce the... We'll see how it goes. So I'll tag that one. Euro Chief, we're on 15 minutes. We're going to switch back to 1 minute, 1 hour. It's going down and down and down and down. That was a 4-hour W trade up there. Or M, see, like a kind of an M. Now it looks more M, whoop. And if you move this across, it would have made a profit over here anyway, as a stop entry order. Now it's just boing, boing, boing. It's like a little ball losing power. This is a neckline from a previous 15-minute trade, and it seems to be holding out as a trend line as well. Just delete that. Is this a head and shoulders? That's the double head maybe, and that's a shoulder. And this is a funky tiny, so I don't really like this pattern as far as, you know, because it's got this teeny shoulder, it's weird. And this consistent uptrend line, when is it going to end? Has it got any divergence? Is it running out of energy? It is, look at that. I mean, that's between the two heads, so bearish between heads. So that's a good strong sign. Look, it's running out of buyers. And you're supposed to do shouldered head is not divergence. That should be pretty good. I'll do it on demo. Just to give some more, what do you call it? Info and test data. I'm gonna break, close, and retest. Go with that or this. Go with this. Supposed to be the highest candle, but we could go all the way down to there. So if we attach that to this, and go all the way down to there. So we'll just aim at just below that, just above that inefficient candle, and hope for the best. Is that a strong? Let's go up to 4 hour. That is not really a strong. I mean, it's pretty strong, I guess. There, need to annotate this one more, but that's ready to go for demo account anyway. Oh wait, we've got to do I'm gonna say down to here, like imagining that it's gonna come down, break the neckline. Where's it gonna meet? There, okay. And then trade expiry will be here. And too high will be here. So we can enter that trade. I think I might annotate this pound Aussie a bit better. So I'll go here. Bop. Actually, I've got to save it because TradingView lets you only do. I'll just do it here. Okay. So this is a break. We're at going down again to pound Aussie. So I'm just going to annotate the weekly trend lines and all that. Wow. This is going to be super boring, but relaxing, I guess. These are like, I wouldn't call them trend lines. I'd call them maybe fan lines. And not Oanda. Trade Nation, Great British Pound, AUD, and then this has got to have the same. I just like to put them both on the weekly. I just type it here, weekly. So we're going to go from the very end of beginning of time on the left. And anchor to there. Lowest low. And then we're going to anchor it to here, there. And then do another one. It's like a fan, so the lowest low to the lowest low to the lowest low to the lowest low. So they're like fan lines more than trend lines. Should I do that one? Might as well. I'll do that one. No, I'll do that one. I'm going to do this to this. And this one will be beginning to here. So relaxing. I don't know why I'm recording this because probably no one else cares about it. But if you do care about it, then please let me know. Otherwise, I'm just pumping stuff out into the ether for YouTube to possibly get rich off and not for me to get rich off. This strategy is what's taught by Simon Pullen in the Trade Academy on school.com with a school with a SK. So now, if we zoom out to the whole millions of years, I guess we'll do the top ones. I'm not going to bother here to here because if you look at the whole zoom out, it's like we're never going to see that. So I will do here to here though. And then here to here. And I guess it can go to there as well. And because it's a, it's like a small change here, but over the years, it's a big change. And then we can do here to here. So if anyone cares, I've got a magnet on, a strong magnet. I'll turn snap to indicators off because it's easier with the, see, I haven't done that one up either because in the long term of things, we'll never see price there. And I guess next we'll do that big line to wherever it's going to go. So it'll be from here to there. Whoa. Get on there, lock. Feel like a guy in Star Wars. I can't get a lock, use the force. And then we go from here to there. And into here. Down to here. See, it's really hard to program a computer to do these things. It's very subjective, Subjective and artistic, perhaps. Should we bother doing here to here? No, unlikely to ever see it. So now we'll go to the bottom here. That'll be our anchor point. And then we'll hook up to here. So we'll go there, I guess. Unlikely to see price go there in the future, but anyway. And it's pretty substantial low. And there's that. Can't wait until I start making enough money to live off this. Hopefully soon. Because this is a very relaxing job compared to any of my other jobs. A bit lonely though, I guess, but I'll do that as well. I'm listening to some relaxing jazz music. Relaxing and positive. So we could do some from here to there, maybe. Just do it. This is a pretty substantive low. Unlikely to get there. I guess there's good. I mean, that's a big trend line there, but anyway. Well, let's do that as well. So I'll go from here, because that is to there, I guess. That's it. And then here to here, unlikely to ever see it again, but it is a good. Okay, let's do the zoom out and zoom in. Let's go from this little high here to that high. So we're now getting more and more recent. So this is 2020. It's not that recent. It's 6 years ago. But we can allow more concentrated lines here because we're very close to where price is. I guess that's the line, but what's it gonna hit? Unlikely to hit that ever again. I mean, that's a bottom. I guess there could be something here. Looks like a pretty good trendy-ish line. I think that's it. It's the weekly trend lines done. So I can go back to I'll save it, and go back to single, and group them all in a little folder. Really rely a lot on TradingView. Lock them all. And now we'll go down to the daily and we'll try to find what they call value zones, which is like S shapes. Sideways S shapes. Double click to zoom in. Zoom out a bit. Could be, not, not. No easy S shapes here, so I guess if we find one, it'll be very significant. I mean, that's too big. Measure. Okay, hold down shift to measure. That's acceptable. That's got to be down, up, and then further down. Not really further down, honestly, to be. We'll see. I mean, how does it? It looks pretty good, pretty effective. See, the price is like magnetizing there. So is that one? No, that one. No, is that one? Possibly. It could be to do with the weekly trend line though, but we're drawing a value zone in there. And then does that get hit? Not really. Okay. If that's a value zone from, because we got it up and a down. And then that is less than 1.5%. It's exactly 1.5%. Okay, interesting. That's a good one. So it's like up, down, if it's not up higher. It's got to go up higher. So I was gonna do one here, look. But it didn't go up higher. Good head and shoulders patterns. There you go. See? Up, down less, up, and then up more. Values on. That's one. No, because there's no white space there. Could be that though. So we can get rid of that one. Make this big fatter one. Undo. Control Z. Just hold down shift for measuring. Yeah, definitely less than 1.5. So that zone, price is hitting it, bouncing off it, getting sucked into it. It's here's another one. Is that being affected somewhere? Oh, it's like getting a pin, 2 tops in it. This top fat one doesn't look that great. Oh, it is. Okay. That is one there. See, up, down, up, down, up. Which would replace this one. Which one's better? Who knows? Is that? It's got a peak in it. Does it look that great? I don't know. Hard to tell. It's a blocker there. Okay. Anyway, we are here. Going down. Not really. Not really. That could be one. Up, down, up, down, up, down. Let's get rid of this big fat one here, which is exactly 1.5. We don't want to have like all zones on our chart. We want to get good ones that are actually... Hey, my music stopped. That are actually good. Play again. Okay, here we go. There has to be white space in here and white space there, and it's like there's a little bit. It has to be actually good. I mean, it seems to be catching a few bottoms, so it should be pretty good. Here's a brilliant one. Look, comes down from a high, goes up less, goes down, goes up, and goes down more. Perfect. And white space here, and white space, lots of white space. And then here's another one. You zoom in and out as I need to. I'm just going to skip all the ones that are done because they look pretty good. I don't see any here. Scratch my face. I would do this live, but my internet connection is the worst. There's an interesting one there. Oh, no, there's no one. Oh, there's white space. So that now that once I got all these in and I got the 4-hour head and shoulders in, then looking at that new trade that I just set up will help me understand better if there's like blocking zones in the middle or attraction places. There's a double top. Are we back to the beginning of time yet? No, we've got 10 years to go. Just holding down shift and scroll to scroll through time like this. You could call that one, I suppose. It's got down, up, got a little bit of white space there, white space there. It's a beautiful head and shoulders on the 4 hour, hopefully. We'll do some 4 hour head and shoulders in a minute. How much is that? 0.49, that looks good. But I think, like if we zoom out to the beginning and end of time, we're never going to go up there again anytime soon, so I'm not going to bother doing all these. Let's just put them in value zones. And lock. Save in case something terrible happens. Go to the end of time, switch to 4 hour. Now looking for head and shoulders. Was there necklines? Seemed to make good trend lines. There you go. I'm getting really good at finding head and shoulders patterns. So only 4 hour head and shoulder pattern. And then that neckline is supposed to be respected quite well. See, look, it's respected down here. Not head and shoulders. That's a 1 hour. It's not too small. That's one, but it didn't. I mean, eventually went down, I guess. So already where that's one there. And that's a giant one. Look at that. So it's like a run up, head and shoulders, and then you got to decide. This is the head and shoulders, shoulder, head, shoulder. Then it's another shoulder, head, shoulder, and then it's another head, shoulder. I can do both. They're like fractal. What is there? Recursive. Recursive or fractal? What's the best name? So that neckline, is it respected again later? A little bit. I mean, there. That's not. I could do head and shoulders. Even though that's almost as high as the head. Is that 50? Is it 80, 30 candle? Yeah, 44. Cool. And another one here. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Run down. Looking good. Got an inverted one. It's a big giant M. You'll have to go back too far with these. That one could be one. There's a where's the shoulder? Is it that? Or here? There, I guess. See, very subjective. As another big one. Double head. Batman ears. Strong neckline, but the neckline is also a value zone, so interesting. Yes, that shoulder, Batman head, another shoulder, and then whoop, run down to profit. And there we go again. Shoulder, head, shoulder. It's got to be at least 30 candles, so if I click nothing and then hold down shift, 61, we're fine. I guess we're good. I mean, that's upside down one. So cool trick, you can hit Alt-I to flip the chart if it helps your brain better. And Alt-I back again, beep. To help find upside down ones and right way up one. That'll do. How far back have we gone? 2024? We've only gone by 2 years. Wow, okay. There's another one. I mean, that's just a big funky pattern, but I guess you could call that a shoulder and that a shoulder. And it's right on the daily value zone. Look, see how the value zones are working? And then there's a weekly fan line. It's also working pretty well. Bounce, look, bounce, bounce, bounce. That's a head and shoulder. Shoulder, well, this is the head. That's the shoulder, I guess. So we'll go from there to there. Great. They're the head and shoulder, shoulder, head, shoulder, but no. The rundown's way over here and it's got this higher. Maybe that would be the proper head and shoulder. Maybe the neckline from this head and shoulder is similar to that one. See? I'll just record both. I mean, they're both legit. So this is how it goes, the pattern. So now we close all of those. I mean, group them in a box. 4H necklines. And now this chart is seriously annotated. Save. So if I go to 1 hour, press Alt G to go to the end of time. We can see a weekly neckline at the top, which makes our top stronger. No blockers in the middle that I can see. A 4-hour neckline, which we're kind of going through right now. Is that 4-hour neckline respected? And it's right there. Respected in other places a little bit. Yeah, it's respected along here. Look. So I think it's a good trade, and we're already set up for its alerts are in. Let's continue our pattern hunting. That is me just debugging my program. I'm trying to make a demo video about how everything works. That's upside down inverted head and shoulders, but I don't know what I'm doing here. It must have been a 15-minute one. Did it reach? Did not reach. Pattern, it hit this big strong resistance line. Back to 1 hour. What have we got for today? Nothing. Because the head and shoulders, you want like a run up, and then a head and shoulders, and then a down. See, Kiwi, I mean, you could call that a head and shoulders, but it's way too lopsided and crazy. Euros. That was a head and shoulders, and that must have been a 15-minute. And did it get to? So if we did like replay, start new, select bar, so you'd be here, there's your shoulder, head, and then I guess that giant thing's a shoulder. And then you'd be looking for, there's a golden signal, so you go in there. Give it a little bit of leeway, down to target. You'd be like, yay, and then you play, 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 play. And then you'd be like, yay, I got to target. Not yet. Come on, get to target, baby. There you go. So that's how you do the trade, my bros. How much did you make? 3.5% on a 1% risk. Beautiful. Now let's get those sorted in real life. Back to 1 hour and get rid of replay. Let's get rid of that. Clean up. Could you call that a giant? No, this is like shoulder, head, shoulder, other shoulder. This is maybe that's a Batman ears head. But then sorry, I didn't mean to blow your ears off like that. But then your target is going to be way beyond what price is. Like it's going to be way down there, so I would not trade that. Just noisy. Count Oz just building up for something. There's a Head and Shoulders, missed it. Got a very strong line there, so I mean if you could go shoulder, teeny tiny shoulder, or is it better to have that giant shoulder there? Break, close, retest, entry here. That would also be an entry, but it would fail, that would fail, that would fail, that would be successful. Unless you did confirmation candles. And then target. So that, I mean, I'll do the replay demo. Replay, start new, select bar. So I might be saying, oh, where's the shoulder? Where's the shoulder? Go forward through time. There's a shoulder. There's your break and close. There's your retest. So now we're looking for entry candles. I'm just doing this mainly, I guess, for myself. That's a pin bar going the other way. That's an entry candle, but so you would put in a short here if you were like super gung ho, because it's what do you call that? An engulfer, a floating engulfer. So these two candles engulf that candle, basically, is the idea. And then, but then it will fail or not. It will fail. There you go. So that one stopped us out. So then you'd enter a new trade with that. So you'd lose 1%, but then you'd gain how many? 2.69%. So overall you'd be up, down 1%, up 2.69. So you're up basically 1.6%. Okay, so nothing to do there yet. It's Monday, so I'm not expecting a lot of trades. That looks like a good one. Put the 2 high up there. This is a legit trade. Shoulder, head, shoulder, craziness. We'll put this up here. If it gets any higher than like there, we don't want to go in. Neckline. I've got to change. I'm just going to save this template. I'm going to put the text in the center, middle, and save it as neckline. No, I don't want to save over the other one. Neckline V2 save. Okay. And then just retest. So this is pretty flat, so it needs a neckline and a retest. I don't know if it might just time out, but then that's cool because the computer the alert system will know. I'm going to assume this going down here. So end of trade will be here. trade expiry. So the computer reads these, the Python script reads that, and that. So let's set the alerts. Appear alerts. So this one needs annotation as well. Do I feel too tired to do it? No. Let's do it. Why on replay mode? Be on normal mode. Okay, so save it as is. Let's go to weekly mode. Oh look, it's got weekly trend lines already. That's good. I don't think it has any 4-hour head and shoulders. But I'll just do some of those. That's going to be the old neckline, which is the 4-hour one. That looks like a upside down one. Let's go Alt I. Not a 4-hour neck, not a 4-hour head and shoulders. Just looking. See, there's a good trend there. Boing, boing. I love trends. I should learn how to trade them. That's a shoulder, head, and then nothing. Cup and handle, I think it's called. That one's too small. I could go there as a neckline, but it's not nice. That upside down one looks, nah. So you'll get a lot of handle and cup or whatever it's called patterns. There you go, shoulder, head, shoulder, or is it tooth? But there's no break, close, retest. But so much crunky stuff going on. Does that neckline get respected anywhere? Not really. I'm just going to delete it. I don't see many. I go 4-hour head and shoulders. There's one finally, but it's on the daily zone exactly, pretty much. And you could call that one. I'd probably go with that tiny shoulder and this. Doesn't feel right though. I'm just gonna delete it. Let's see if that neckline here is respected anywhere. It is. Look at that top. So that's a good neckline, good trend line to have on the chart. Because Simon says only put stuff that's actually going to help. That's the head and shoulders. It just like went down like a crazy. I bet Trump said something. There's a Kiwi Japanese. Oh, maybe the Japanese Prime Minister said something. Kiwis hardly ever say anything and don't make much noise in the waters. They're pretty chillaxed government, but Japanese say a lot of things. They're having trouble trying to get their currency under control. I speak as if I know what I'm talking about, but I don't really. That they keep on changing the interest rate. There. Shoulder, double head. Is that look, that neckline's pretty respected down there. Look, that's pretty good. Okay, that'll do. Let's just screw those for now. So looking back at that trade, back to 1 hour, go to the end of time, Alt G. Yeah, either it'll go up and veto the trade, or it'll do a neckline retest and a down. We'll find out. But there's another one. See, like that's probably like a 15-minute one. Where is it on? Shoulder, head. You could do that big flat line there. Did it make neckline V2? Did it make profit? It would have made profit easy. Beautiful shapes. Okay, that's tagged. Continue the hunt. Nope. 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 This daily zone is acting weird. Right, if I go to neckline retest, I'm on the 15-minute. I should be on the 1 hour. Let's just go back up because I must have missed some. Nope. Could be shoulder, head, shoulder, but we're too late for it. Just mark it in there because I always like to see what happens. And that would have just literally made profit already. And you'd have a nice trade on that candle there. To there. Literally just touched. Take profit, so you would have made 6 times, 6%. Fantastico. CAD Japan, the beautiful flappy bridge. I don't know what to call this thing. Look, it's like a shoulder, head, shoulder, and it's just like fractal head and shoulders everywhere. Do you choose this neckline? Do you choose this neckline? And that's probably the best one. Computer would have no idea what to do here. I mean, you did the minimum one, right? But we're doing it after the fact, so I'm just cheating, basically. And what is that? Look at that wick. What happened there? What is it? Canadian, Japanese? So would you have done a wait for a break close retest and then gone in here? Would have been a waste of time. You'd have to do it as a Quasimodo without the break close retest. This one I did not enter. New Zealand cat in. That one's already done. Did I film that one? I did that one. Oh, the 2-star news. I remember that one. Yeah. New Zealand Chief. South Africa. Euro South Africa. I think Zara South Africa, right? Mexican. How's I think the Trade Nation gives you like 8 pips. Oh no, 85 pips. What? No, okay. No thanks. Yeah, so I mean you can see the difference here, like the bid and ask prices. Or ask and bid prices, yeah. So that's an entry right now. But that's your break, close, retest. And then there's a floating engulfer. And I've got to be brave enough to actually do a trade on one of these. That gives you two pips. I mean 2%. And it lets us get in early. If we go in now, we're going to get a good 3.69%. But I've got to add on a little bit. See how big the gap is there? I've got to add on that much. 85 pips. I'll do it here. And just type it in there. Stop distance. It's going to be that plus 85. Oh, math. So let's just say it's 600 and then we're going to add on 85. And I think I need to add it on to the 2685 becomes, say it was 7600. Got to add 8500? No, 850. So it's 14, 3, 300-400, something like that. Yeah, that looks about right. So I could enter that now, but I'm too chicken. Keep going. That's all the currencies. Now we do commodities, oil, West Texas oil. I think that's one. Could enter that right now. Could literally press the button and go get it. And there is a previous entry that went really well. So this is saying that oil's going to go up. If we look at the old daily, it's gone up on the daily. Oh, it's copper, sorry. Ah, copper's frozen. Ah. On the 23rd of May, we are unfrozen. It's gonna have a breakout when it enters, but anyway. Okay, it's not open yet. Because it starts when it opens. Oh, we can tell it down here. Copper rises as market sentiment improves. When is it going to open? Symbol info. It's open right now. Doesn't look to be trading. Let's go down to the 1 second candles. Don't see anything moving. Does it have big gaps? I'm scared of putting in a limit order and then it gapping out into the space. It's a time zone. Look, it looks like it is. It looks like it's open right now. Okay, let's do a market order and see if it I can't do it on here. I've got to do it on my browser, so I will just save it here. Go to the browser. Reload. Nice shoulder, head, shoulder. Is there any divergence? Let's bring back the other indicators. No. Was there divergence on the other one? Not really. I mean, yes, a little bit. No, not really. Daily trend is up. I bet I can't even enter on a market entry anyway. And if I want to risk 10 Aussies, I just risk 1% of my account because I've already thrown my account out. Risk percent of balance, 1%. Can't do that. 2%. Can do that. I'll just risk $10. Even though I'm way out of my amount. No, not amount, 10 units. Risk Aussie, 10. She's going to buy me like $19,000 worth of stuff. Specified amount is greater, less than 0.01. I can't enter. Okay. Back to the, I'll just tag it. Demo account can enter, but no, I'll just leave it. So it should have already entered, right? And I could just enter on a demo account. I want Zag. That's silver. So that's ready to go. It's had a break, close, retest. Let's come up here. So we can enter that one without with a skip retest. That's going to create those alerts. So if it gets any candle, it's just going to go in. So this is the test. If I can make money on the demo account, then I can go in with some big money on the big account. So that has not had a close retest. This is gold silver difference, but it's still a valid trade. I mean, maybe it's going to become a 4-hour trade, but if it goes up to 180 bars, it's going to be oh, something just happened. US CAD too high. Also, it's vetoed it. Let's have a look at the status. It should be veto in progress now. US CAD. So US CAD's not going to happen. That's good. Should we go look it up? Why not? So there's no trade there. Cool. Now gold silver differences. Look, the 15-minute looks like it's gonna go down because it's like shoot up some weird noise and then go down. But this is a really big. I guess it's worth doing. I guess, but we'll get rid of the. We'll keep the go close and retest on there. So let it create this alerts. Why has it got commodities as empty? Save. Refresh. Bit of a bug there. This is frozen. It's not. Oh, yeah, it's frozen 30 April. So all the platinum is frozen. Brent crude oil. That looks like a Head and Shoulders, but I mean that looks like a Head and Shoulders with a big grape, a big fat extra noise in the head and the neckline. But we'd have to go here. So shoulder, head, shoulder, and because it's, I don't think we're going to be able to get in this one because it's, what is that word? Sloping down. You would make it a, is it going to make down there? This hasn't been to that price for a while. Oh, look, it literally already went there. So too late, potato. I wouldn't have traded that, but that's a beautiful Head and Shoulders. Good neckline. That shoulder's a bit funky, but already made it to profit, I'm pretty sure. So I'm just doing the Head and Shoulders all after the fact. Hasn't made it down there yet. There's your break close. Would you get a retest? I guess that could be considered a retest if I... Let me extend this one to the right to see if it retested. So the only probably would have got a retest if I did it down there. That would be close enough. And then you'd go in here on this candle and all the way down to target, which is here. Hasn't made it yet. Gas price is coming down. That's good. Not a pattern. That one didn't happen. So would you have ended up with a 1% loss on? Oh, it's a 15-minute. Let's see if we would have ended up with a 1% loss on it. We've got a break close retest. Let's just do the replay. Select bar. So is it a break and close? No. Just want to see if the system has flaws that need fixing. There's your break and close. There's a broken close below the bar, and it's retested the level straight away. Now we're waiting for a big red angle arrow. That's an upward arrow. I don't see any downward arrows. Upward arrow. There you go, there's your entry. So you'd enter here. And this probably would have lost, give it a little bit of leeway. It's probably going to lose, right? Because we just said that. We saw price go shooting to the top. Yeah, out. So you're out there. But with the retry, you lost 1% of your account there. With the retry, there's a retry, so it'd go in here again. And then lose another 1% of our account? Or would we wait for it? Then price shot up. But I guess you'd say, oh, it's Friday, 2 a.m., market's going to close. And you would have lost a lot of money there. So no Friday trades, please. You could have lost like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6% of your account. So don't trade zinc on the Friday. Oh, there we go. Wait, go back. Okay, so there's our new entry. And it's stopped out already again. So using the replay system, I would call that a tiny entry though. You would have lost again, or I would have lost again. And so just lost like 7% of the account already so far. And then here, a little bit of leeway. We would finally make, would we make anything? No loss yet. Oh, loss again. So that's like 8% of the account. Oh, there's another entry. So I think having but then here is going to go for miles if it goes in. Oh, it's too high, but anyway, so you'd have to say, oh, the next line's here now. Because this is the old shoulder, and now it's like a new shoulder, basically. And then your target is going to be like end of the world. So this would have been a really bad trade. And we get finally goes down. Oh, they stopped you out again. Bro, zinc is volatile, man. Okay, I'm gonna go back again and then say, what if we had the has to be confirmed? See, that's a confirmed candle. All right. What if it had to be confirmed? So we're not gonna go in on the candle. We're gonna wait for it to be confirmed, not confirmed. See that one? Needs 2 more candles to make it confirmed. Oh, 3 more candles maybe. That is not confirmed yet because it's not changed color. 4 more candles. So that is confirmed. Still wouldn't help, hey, would it? Because you'd go in, if there was 2 candles, and you'd be going here. We just stopped us up there. Would not have helped us. There, so that one's gonna get confirmed or not? That's 2 more, so that's now confirmed. So you'd go in again, you'd go in here. So confirming isn't helping. I think zinc's just really volatile. Okay, I've learned that zinc is volatile. I've not learned whether confirming candles or that would have lost us a lot of money. Okay, back to lead, looking for new trades. I mean, you could call that one, but I mean, it's just a trend up. It's not even a, well, it's not even a head and shoulders because that is a higher high, so forget about it. Wheat. Go back up to wheat. Nothing. See, here's the daily value zone. It's just not entering it for some reason. Sometimes it acts as a magnet and sometimes it acts as a repellent. Coffee. So this is one, there's a confirmed bar there, which would have been great, but then there's all these other confirmed bars here, which got knocked out. Why did that one get knocked out? Because the price went below it? But then you got the break close here, retest here. There's your first entry, which would have lost. I'm just going to go back and replay this. Replay, start new. So break close retest is here. That is not a bar. Okay, that is a pin bar down. That's an engulfer down. That's nothing. 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 So pin bar up. If we went in gung ho, or we could set our stop loss to the shoulder, but we won't. We're going gung ho and lost out. So lost 1%. Now, are we going to get another entry? I think waiting for pin bars to get confirmed is a good move. What's that? Isn't that is that not two engulfers? No, they're too much wick. Is that not an engulfer? That's a downward pin bar. Another downward pin bar. Rejecting price up. Confirm downward pin bar. There we go. Up pin bar. So again, we're going to go in gung ho. I think pin bars need to get confirmed. That's my... Confirmed means that like the price, 2 more candles pass. See, now that's confirmed because price has gone above it, but then you would end up entering up here, and then this has got to reach there. So would it have made a profit, or would it have died? It made it so far, but then no further. Is that a big rejection? Would you have guessed that that is a area of resistance? Oh, yeah, I guess you could, because that's a touch there, touch there. And if we go out to 1 hour, well, that's all you can see. You can't really see that much. Just a little bit of it. Yeah, you can't really see that's an area of resistance easily. Not without hindsight. And then, did it get above it? Oh, we haven't got there yet, so we don't know the future. But it's rejected it twice, so I would say if I was in the trade, I'd close it now. It's rejected that line twice. So we would have lost 1%, and then we would have made, if we went to this bar, 1.6. So we made 0.6%. That's better than a kick in the teeth. Okay, Coco. This is real Coco. Oh, it's a 15-minute. 1 hour. Is it ever going to make it to the end? Where's the trade expiry? So trade expiry is up here. Trade expiry. Will it make it to the bottom? Probably. We'll get to see. That's a beautiful head and shoulder. Shoulder, head, shoulder. Isn't that pretty? Why didn't I enter that? Sugar. Too messy. Nothing. Orange juice. Good old orange juice. That could be a 15-minute something. Is it at least 30 bars? 23. I wouldn't call it a head and shoulders yet. I wouldn't enter it. Okay, commodities are done. Forex is done. Crypto. Got this Neo one. Neo. Crypto, look at that. Solana. It's a 15-minute reversal there, which I missed out on. Look. Where's the 15-minute reversal? Not. There. Because there's a neckline B2. Why didn't I enter that? Because it was 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I could have done to that. Would have made it alright. As well, there's a weird neckline from somewhere else. From that thing. But it made it up above it. Like shoulder, head, shoulder. Is there a divergence on this one? Activating divergence. You could call that is not divergence. That's like definitely people selling out. Maybe divergence isn't that important. Back to 1 hour. Nothing stands out. That could be a 15-minute up on Bitcoin, but it's way too scary for me. Look at that. And then is it gonna... Look how volatile Bitcoin is, man. It's crazy. What's it at? 77k? This is the 15. I'm going to the... Let's go to the daily and look what the daily trend is. Daily trend is pretty flat, but weekly's down for sure. And then chances of it getting up to that previous level, pretty slim, so I'm not gonna enter that. Tron, Ethereum, ADA, Cardano. There's a W trade I could have entered. This is on the 1 hour. To get the 3500. Too late to enter it now. There's a head and shoulders which I've missed. I know I missed them, and I know I'm kind of cheating by annotating them in the past, but I like to practice. Would have gone that much. Would have gone down to there. So you got your break closed. That's your retest and entry candle. And I would just go down to that, to there. We'll see how we go. I mean, I could enter right now. Has it got any divergence? Yes, it does. Look at that. Let me just go magnet, snap to indicators. I mean, basically that's divergence. Strong bear. Swiping it down, going, get down price. This is Dash, so I could enter this right now with a real money. Trade expiries over here. Trade expiry. Let's just save. I'll get rid of that. Save it. Load it in the browser. Refresh. So to give us a 3-to-1 profit. And activate. Why isn't activating? We just go sell. Not a tradable symbol. Ah, I don't have, maybe I just don't have crypto turned on my Trade Nation account. Okay, carry on with our life. Litecoin, nothing. Neo. This Neo trade has been going since what? 1st of April. It's really, really slow moving. Commodity, I did commodities, we did forex, we did commodities, we're going to do indexes. This W trade, M trade would have, I mean, it would have gone in there if you had it, wouldn't anyway, whatever. Germany, no reversals there. US 30, we're on the 1 hour, that's good. Nothing. Everything's shooting up, good for investors. That one just went too high, so it didn't pan out. Just cleaning up the mess. That's Australia. UK, that could be a head and shoulder head, but we're waiting for the shoulder, so nothing to do yet. Japan also had a head and shoulders, but went too high. I think I just deleted something bad. Let me go undo. I deleted all the indicators, I think. Spain also went, it was a setup, but went too high. Hong Kong. This one, also a good invert. Why did I do that? It's not even going to go up to South Africa. This one is in a trade. Oh, it has made it. Oh, it broke above euro. Good stuff. SMI, Switzerland. This one is just mumbling about. What's that? France. Oh, it broke up, but it still hasn't got anywhere near what that Head and Shoulders did. There's divergence. There is divergence there. Look at that. Weak. I mean, it's weakish. I'll call it medium because it's trending up. It's not So France will get up there. US tech. That's the US top 30 tech companies. There's the look. There's the what do you call floating engulfer up trade up signals. Why are they gonna see no candle signal? Did I remove it? Nice. Candle signals V2 should be on here. Must have deleted it somehow. With my fumbling. There you go. Pin bar, engulfer. Deutsch, Germany. Don't see any pattern there. Oh, that could be a 15-minute look. Shoulder, head. Have to see what happens tonight. I need to go PP. We'll get through them all first. This is the 100 stocks. UK 100 Euro stocks 50 rolling future diff. Would you call that a... What is going on here? There's a head and shoulder. That must be in a 15-minute one, and that did not work. This is another kind of weird. I'm just going to get rid of it. It looks too funky. US, UK 30, nothing. I mean, that could be an M, but not really. Okay, I need to go bathroom. I have to go freeze the recording. Okay, I'm back, but there's not much else to do. We're just getting the end of the crypto. Litecoin, Neo. Oh, I did the crypto, and then the only other thing left is stocks, but I don't do stocks that much. It's worth going through them though. See, that's a good head and shoulders. Beautiful. alphabet. That's how this break and close. It hasn't had a retest yet. I think I'll get the demo to trade this if it can. Have I got... Oh, I forgot to put it on... Okay, I do have stocks in my live account. Let me just save this, because I've got to be... This is on my browser. I've got to replay here. But you know what? I'll just keep on going on the indexes. I've done the indexes. We're at the bottom. Yeah, okay. I'll literally just open... I'll just refresh it. Bam. I don't think I've got any important stuff. I hope not. Maybe I'll save it here too. Whatever, let's get to alphabet. Trade nation stocks. Good. Oh look, it's got both of them, that's good. Okay, so that's gonna go down to here. We've had the break and close. Why has it not got my candle signals? They're not activating, okay. There they are, okay. This needs to be more better adjusted. So we had a break and close, we've not had a retest yet, so we'll just program it. Next line. Retest. Maybe that retest is actually hitting it, I don't know. And we have a time zone. Goes to there. Trade expiry, gonna be over here. And delete that. And too high. Where's it too high? There. Well, I guess I'll put it here, even though it's part of the head. I'll be strict if it goes above the shoulder. So we got it. We got the break and close. We just need a retest. This looks good. So we'll just go skip break and close. Break and close. So that will make it. That'll make it just prepare for the retest. So then in the actual entry, what's the entry? There's no entry. Bro. You have not created an entry. Okay, that's a bug. It should create an entry event. Okay, thank you for watching my show. I will now debug this thing. Have a good day.